Namaste, astrology adventures. So, why should I be interested in predictive astrology? How can it help me? Those are fair questions. Let's discuss. I'm Paul Manley, your host, Light on Vedic Astrology. First of all, we use forecasting tools all the time to help us. Weather forecasting, stock market forecasting, there's data analysis for everything. We create systems, we create spreadsheets, we make tables and graphs that show trends and likelihoods. I mean, this is useful. It's only when we think predictive astrology is not like that. No, it's fatalistic. That's when we get caught. Predictive astrology is not fatalistic. It's not helpful to think of it as fatalistic. We don't say weather forecasting is, we know they're going to make mistakes, or there's going to be shifts that could not be predicted. Same with astrology. Predictive astrology is only maybe 80% accurate if you're really good. So we're really showing trends and patterns and likelihoods. And it's because it's not fatalistic that it's useful, because then we can refine our choices. Just like we refine our stock choices to better our financial portfolio. I think we should sell that, go buy that, etc. So, yeah, again, this is the same with astrology. We refine our choices, and that becomes useful. We're going through a tough period, let's say. It gives us more information. It gives us a bird's eye perspective. I mean, astrology, Vedic astrology, Jyotish, is the eye of the Veda. It gives us sight when we need to see, when we can't see our way clearly. That's when we consult the chart. That's when things become very interesting in the astrology chart, when there is an urgency around it. If we really need to make this decision, well, it's a great tool for that, for managing those difficult time periods, or even helpful time periods, like taking advantage of an opportunity. Like I recently was talking to a client who was going into her son Jupiter Dasha. Jupiter just moved into Gemini a couple of days ago. So just a perfect opportunity for her to do her writing. She has her job and she's got her writing on the side. This is when she could really make advances towards getting her ideas, her knowledge, her wisdom out there. And so, the reading was helpful because she could get confirmation. She was already feeling that. We sense things. We feel things. We feel hunches. We get hunches. Well, hunches, believe it or not, our hunches are emanating from the planets. How can I say that? Because too often I hear people saying, wow, that reading was so confirming, because they had already been thinking about, June next year would be the perfect time to make a move. And the chart just confirms this. That's when an important shift happened. So it helps to, predictive astrology is useful because it can calm our psychology, our anxiety, our fears, and give clear perspective, bird's eye perspective, as I mentioned. And so it gives us sight and help us get into the flow of how the divine is moving in our lives. It can remind us that grace is happening. There is rhyme and reason to what we consider chaos happening in our lives. It's all ordered. It's all clearly placed there in the chart. So it can be very confirming on that level, like we're stepping into a bigger perspective. Our lives have purpose. There is end at the light of the tunnel. And as my friend Dennis Harness says, hopefully it's not the train coming. So I remember many years ago, my brother visited me in New Mexico, Santa Fe, New Mexico, where I was doing a master's degree in counseling psychology. And we went river rafting. And the guides for this river raft trip, excursion, extravaganza, whatever you want to call it, they were telling us about the rapids that were coming up, that we're going to be going through. Well, we're going to be going through the Sledgehammer, and we're like, ooh, that sounds gnarly. That sounds difficult. That sounds dangerous. So they said, when you get to the Sledgehammer, you need to remember to hold the ropes along the raft and make sure that you are holding with both hands, things like this. And they said, there's another section, there's another rapid called the Narrows. And that is, the boat can tip to one side. So I want everybody to remember to shift to the left side instead of the right side. So things like this. So likewise, I mean, we could have figured it out when we got in there. Oh yeah, this looks treacherous. Hold on. Probably would have done it. We probably would have figured it out, or we would have shifted. We could see, but astrology gives us the sight in advance, so we are prepared, and that is useful. So, and also helps us to get into the flow if we're out of the flow because of some emotional state, perhaps. Like with my client, she already felt that she needed to put less focus on her day job and more focus on her writing. So I said, look, between now and January next year, this is a perfect window. It's the Sun-Jupiter Dasha with a favorable transit of Jupiter. Focus in these 7 months and you could get a book published in this time period. She was like, yeah, boy, I really needed to hear that because I've been feeling that, but I just don't know. I feel pressure from my husband to keep up on my job and, get that advancement I want. But so the chart confirms our hunches and gives us guidance. The best compliment I can get from a reading is it's confirming. It's very confirming. And so the chart can give us a push to go ahead. You already know it. You ultimately don't need the chart. If we're really in tune, we do not need the chart because we're already in the divine flow. We're aligned with our purpose. So astrology ultimately helps us to align with the stars, planets, which are a reflection of our lives on the inside. So I'll leave you with that. And I look forward to our next video coming soon. Namaste.